You need to know this before you move. Hey guys, we're Daires and Akilah of DIY Power Couple.
And we're here to help you update your home
And save money by doing it yourself.
We shared this information first with our inner circle members, but now that we are completely done with the move, we wanted to let you know.
Moving your family and personal belongings is already stressful. Unfortunately, when using a moving company, it may not be as smooth as you planned. I thought that checking for in-house packers or movers was enough.
Or unpackers.
But we were not prepared for what happened. In this video, we're going to share some things that may be unknown to you. I wanted my wife to share our experience so that you can share it with your friends and family who you love.
There'll be two parts to this video. One will be what happened right after we moved, and the second part will be what happened after we tried to file a claim.
Check out our moving video for context, and we'll also leave a link in our description. If you can share any of your moving experience,
please leave it in the comments.
Now listen to this.
Hey, Inner Circle. I just wanted to come here and give you guys some of the behind the scenes insight about that moving company that you saw in the life update video. Some had reached out to us about, hey, let us know who it is. Tell us the ins and outs so that we will know firsthand or have a experience of it. So this is not something we wanted to put on the channel, the public channel. This is something that we wanted to give to our members so that you guys will know. And plus, because we were talking about the company. But anyway, so the two, I think it was more than two. I think it was like 3 companies that I looked into, and I had moved cross country before, and I knew the company had used a larger carrier. So I looked at the top 3 that were in our area, and it kind of boiled down to 2, and it was American Van Lines and International Van Lines. Both of these companies said that they used in-house packers. Both of these companies had about the same reviews when I looked them up. And it seemed like the last 3 months of both of the companies, the same complaints were happening. And it was mostly about when you arrived at your destination, the packers want you to give them the remaining of the money in cash or, Zelle or with some a money order, I think. But mostly it was like cash or Zelle or PayPal or something like that. And I was like, that's kind of odd. And I saw that it seemed like it was only in the summer months that they were getting these type of complaints. So I spoke to the representative for both of the companies, and they assured me, hey, we have in-house packers. This is the process. One of them, you pay like half the amount of the contracted price, the estimated price in upfront, and then you pay the other half when they drop off your all your items. And I think that was for both of them, or one of them was 2/3 or something like that. Okay. So there was a significant difference of pricing, and there was a difference in if you didn't arrive or if you weren't there at the spot, like you're moving and wherever you're moving to, if you're not there and they have to hold your goods for any reason, they could charge you a lot of money. So we didn't need that service. International Van Lines, I think it was the one, provided that some type of storage to wait for you to move there. Or let's say like you're waiting for your house to finish being built, or you're waiting for it to close. Any situation like that you could do. But we didn't have that issue because we were moving into my mom's house. So the house was already there. Someone was already there. We didn't feel like we needed that service. So we went with American Van Lines. And the first thing that was kind of weird is that the truck that came, you can see that in the video, it did not have American Van Lines on it. It had, I think, logistics something on it. And the guy came, and he said that the packers were supposed to come, and it would take maybe about 5 hours. Well, we were waiting out there, and the packers didn't come. It was him and a gentleman. And then he said, well, we had to we had to get some new packers because um, the packers that they had, I guess, in house didn't show up or called off sick or whatever. I can't even remember the reason they had. I should say that. So they get there, and the two other gentlemen are like from another company. One was from another company for sure. He had the attire on with the logo of another company. And then another guy was like a contract guy. He said he used to work for other moving companies. So anyway, when one of the guys arrived, I think he had his girlfriend in the car outside this whole time for like 5 hours. So he was rushing, and it just was, I don't know, it was a weird experience. It seemed like the packers that were from the actual truck weren't really vibing with the two packers that they had to hire. And you have these people in your home packing all your stuff up. So I think we did a good job of estimating with the service representative of how much stuff we were going to have, how much it was going to weigh, because that's really important. But then there was a discrepancy of how many big boxes they needed for a large piece of artwork. And even though we said it was glass and that it was, a certain size, for some reason the Packers did not have that. And we had to agree. Now they're packing our stuff up. We had to agree to an increase in price, a slight increase in price for them to have the right type of packaging that they needed. And we were assured that, hey, if there's extra packaging, they will take that off. But the reason why they have to do that is because the packers themselves are responsible for all of like the supplies. So we paid the original company, and then the packers come and they're like, they are paid separately or something like that, or they're responsible for all of the boxes and wrapping stuff, and just like it was two separate things. And that was kind of weird. So anyway, when they moved, it literally took hours. It took into the night, into the middle of the night. And they were like, go ahead and go get on the road. We'll finish up. And my husband was like, there is no way we're leaving our house just unlocked while you guys are packing. And the packers that they paid, the contract packers had left, and they said the two guys were just going to finish up in the bedroom. And it just, that was not it didn't seem professional. But I will say that the driver communicated with us like every step of the way about, we're here, or I'm here, it's going to take 2 days. And that I thought was very smooth. We get here and it's time to unpack. It's time for them to bring the stuff in to our home. So they're waiting outside. And also, I didn't know that you'll get charged extra if they can't park, if they can't find a space to bring the truck. So just know that, like, if you're moving from a city area that maybe has very limited parking, or they're not able to get the truck. Luckily for us, we moved from a cul-de-sac to a cul-de-sac. So the distance between the truck and how you drop off your, items was not far, because if it's too far, you will get charged extra for that as well. So they come in the house, and now someone's on the phone from the company, and they say that we need to now pay the second half of the bill, or the charge. And we're like, okay, you have our credit card, so go ahead. And they're like, oh no, it needs to be in cash. And we're like, we don't have any cash on us. And I did see that in the comments, and so I made sure that the delivery date was not like on a Saturday or a Sunday. So that's another thing. If you have to move, try to get the delivery date on a Monday, Tuesday, in the beginning of the week, during the weekday business hours. So if you have something that you need to do, I don't know what would have happened if we were moving on a holiday, or I don't know, on a Sunday. I'm not sure. So we're there, and it's in the daytime, and it's just the two guys again that came originally with the truck. And I said, there's no way you can bring all this stuff in, the two of you guys, right? And they're like, oh, no, we have guys here, which we asked, do you have people in the back end to come and help you? Yeah, oh, yes, we're a national company. We have packers, movers, and bringer inners and all of that everywhere. So they come to us and they say, we need the second half. Well, go ahead and use the credit card on file. No, you pay the trucker. I don't know if that's the proper name, the handler, the shipper separately. And we're like, well, I'm not about to Zelle any money. My stuff is not even off of the truck. What can we do? Can we do a cashier's check? Will you take that? And going back and forth and back and forth. Finally, they said, fine, they'll take a cashier's check. So I'm thinking I'm going to make the cashier's check to American Van Lines because that's who we hired. That is the company that's in-house. No, it was some other companies. We are United Moving and Storage or something like that. We had to pay them the second part of the contracted price. And then comes these two new unpackers that came. They were waiting for them outside. The truck was taking up our whole neighborhood and in the cul-de-sac in our neighborhood. So like 3 or 4 of our neighbors really couldn't get in and out easily. They could, but it was like that was a little bit disheartening. So I'm glad that we have really nice neighbors and who were very patient. So they unpacked and with the new people, and then they left. And we signed a lot of paperwork still. There was a lot of back and forth of the extra boxes because we're like, if we paid for them, we'd like to keep them. We don't know if we'll need to move anything back out. All of that extra wrapping paper, bubble paper, all of that they brought in that went with our load, we kept that. And just so you know, like these trucks are huge because sometimes they are taking more than one family. So we knew that we were the last to load. So we are going to be the first to for them to take off. And I did ask that because I didn't want to be the first to load. When I moved with the company, I was because I had it was just me. And it took them longer to get to me because they had to make 3 other stops before they could unload my, my goods and stuff. And that's because it was at the front of the truck. Well, us being the last load in, we were the first load out, even though they took out from the back and the front of the truck. So that's just something to note. So overall, I really didn't like that experience. And we did move in the summertime. I do think that maybe made some difference in the labor force that they had to move. I'm not sure, but maybe. There were items that were broken. There were items that got messed up because the packers just threw things in there that didn't go with each other. So, for example, maybe something that had liquid in it spilled over stuff that had paper and books. A lot of our frames were broken. So I put in a claims form, and they say they have 120 days to respond. So I did do that, and that is very taxing. And you need to also make sure you take pictures or footage of the box that they labeled. Some of the contract packers didn't even label the boxes correctly, but we I had taken the pictures and stuff like that. So I turned all of that in. I'm not sure what will be the end of that, but I just wanted to let you guys know some things that you need to look out for if you're going to hire a company. One, that they have in-house packers, but I can't guarantee that if they tell you that they do, that that's who will really show up. Two, try to move or have your arrival date to be a day in the beginning of the week and not a drop off time late at night. What am I on? Three, to just make sure you have everything in writing, take pictures of everything while you're taking it out of the box. And if you do have to make a claim, and just know, I think the biggest thing is that you may have to pay someone else differently in the end. And that was really inconvenient. Um, and it's a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of back and forth. So just be prepared. And hopefully, if you have to move yourself, you can just let me go back. It's stressful enough moving. And if you're not moving with a company and they're handling it, I would just say, just know what to expect. Make sure everything that you have that is very personal to you, you either pack yourself or you take yourself. If that's something that you can't do, because you have to go ahead and your house isn't ready yet, or you have to go and close on a home first, is to just again make sure you have your items that are very precious to you stay with you. So I hope that answered a lot of the questions that we got from you guys, as far as the experience and what to expect. And I hope that your experience, if you're moving, is much better and much smoother. I'm sure during not high times, the summertime is a better time. But if you do, I hope it's a better experience than ours. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye. Hi, Inner Circle. I just wanted to come on and say Happy New Year to you. I pray that your 2025 is filled with new things, like new perspectives, new projects, new opportunities, just everything new. That's what we are believing for this new season in our lives. And just want to thank you again for being part of our Inner Circle. I also wanted to come here and tell you the ending of the moving company journey that we were on. So I did complete a claims form that they gave me about, what type of things got broken and what happened. And so I had to contact the company for it. They sent it to me, and it was a lot of work to find out what the piece was. You had to take a picture of it, which good thing I had taken pictures during us unpacking and the whole process, because I wouldn't have had any proof that certain things were broken, because sometimes when you're unpacking, you'll just, if a glass is broken, you may throw it away. So they also wanted me to take a picture of the box that it was in, what code and whatever was in that. And I'm thinking that was hard for some of them because I didn't know what box it was in anymore. But anyway, I filled out all of what I could. I also had pictures and video of the things that were broken or damaged. And I put in a claim for a little over $1,000 for each piece and the replacement costs for them. Most of the things were replacement, not fixing. But anyway, that was what I put in, and I got an email back from the company saying all of it, my claim has been denied because we signed off when the truck came to deliver. We signed that piece of paper to get our items off the truck. And in signing that, it said that we agreed that nothing was broken and everything was fine. And I wrote back that that seemed a little shady that you would have me sign something just to get my items off of the truck and then say, because I signed that, that means I've already said everything was good. The other thing, looking back, I was talking to hubby, and they kept saying, they meaning the driver and the deliverers, they were like, don't worry, just sign this because you can fill out a claim form. I think they even gave me a copy of the claim form. If anything is damaged, don't worry about it. Just fill out your claim form. Sign this so we can release your items off of the truck. And I said that I didn't see any verbiage that said that, but I'm not going to dispute that part. I did sign so that I could get my items off of the truck. So I would say to you, if you're ever having to sign something to release your property and your goods off of a truck, to make sure you put that I'm signing it, but I haven't seen all of the items. I don't know all of the boxes. Also, if you have, or if you do go through a moving company, any company, take a picture of the box before you unpack it, which is another step. And sometimes you just want to get through your boxes, but if you want to have any documentation. So anyway, we get to this point and I tell them, I really didn't like how that went down, basically. I said it in a more professional way. Then they sent an email back saying that in good faith, we want to give you like $175 for compensation for your troubles. And that would clear it up. And I was like, I don't think that that's worth that. That's on you. But they said, in order to receive that 175, you have to sign, I think it was like a paper like this. It was a full and final release and acknowledgement of full settlement. And for me to sign this to get this compensation would be that the number that they created, I would have to not be able to speak about it online, on the internet, I guess in a review or anything like that, and that there would be no negative statements being said. And I felt at that point like I'm being bought to like keep my mouth quiet, keep my mouth shut about it. And so I emailed back, we're not interested in that. We're not interested in the compensation. So basically, the things that were damaged that I showed, frames, furniture, our cabinet, things like that, nothing was done. They did offer $175 as compensation. In return, that I would have to sign a statement saying that I would never talk about it. So I'm done with this moving. Like I told you guys in the video, that never again, I would never move all that stuff again. I'm gonna have to find a way, if I do move again, to just sell everything and just start new, just start fresh. So I just wanted to let you know, follow up. We're done with it now. We're done. We're going on to new projects. We're going to go on to some new things, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
It's a different type of video, and we hope that it helps you because we don't want what happened to us to happen to you.